Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's time for the Post Match Pint here from the Fly Half in Edinburgh. I'm joined today by Ryan and a Post Match Pint debut after about 1,000 requests in the comments for Martin.
Just 1,000?
Just 1,000. Give or take. Give or take. We'll start with you, Martin. Not the result we're looking for today. What did you make of it overall?
Excuse me. I thought in the first half we had enough of the ball, but I thought it was too sluggish. It was a wee bit lethargic. Obviously compared to midweek, I thought we were flying. Played really well. We're expansive. Got down the wing. I thought you got a lot through the week with the young lad Frimpong, who I thought was amazing. But we just didn't deliver that today. Clustered in the middle of the park, and I thought we kind of played their game further, made them look good. Kept the ball, but without doing too much with it. I think we over accommodated for Encham. And then obviously you've got Forrest out of position. Christie, it's not his best position, playing out wide. He's better utilised in the middle of the park where he can get in behind and drive his runs. But I thought in the main, I thought in the first half it was okay. I thought we'd done alright. It was a stupid, crazy goal to give away. I didn't think Kaya was particularly great. Uncharacteristic him.
Yeah.
But the second half, it's just too dogged, it's too rigid. It was a bit methodical. You kind of knew what was going to happen, and then obviously you've got one-dimensional crosses. It's constantly balls out wide and it's coming in. It was quite easy at times for them to mop up and clean. A couple of half chances. Took a goal well obviously in the first half, but then in the second I thought it was a slow-mo penalty. I think you have to create better chances on your own merit. Celtic should be playing decent football. You can't expect them to play amazing football every single week. Yeah. But certainly I was talking to my mates after the game about there wasn't, in my opinion, anything that we done today that cut them open.
Yeah.
Clear cut chance, going through one-on-one, exposing the back four, and their defence is really weak. Like Hanlon's a statue, Stevenson's so slow, and you need to be getting in behind them.
Yeah, we knew coming into this, Ryan, Hibs are obviously struggling, second bottom of the table, bad one. Obviously they did get the penalty shootout victory over Kilmarnock during the week, but we're coming into this in great form, playing brilliant football, we're scoring for fun, but we just didn't seem to find any rhythm today at all, did we?
We didn't. I think we lacked a real fluidity in the park. We couldn't seem to get the ball out from under our feet. A few times we were caught with the ball under our feet and just dragging a wee bit. I think when you look at accommodating Cham in that in the kind of pocket there and behind Edward, we're limiting the effectiveness of Ryan Christie, arguably the player of the season so far. So yes, we're only 7 games in domestically, but he's been a standout by far, and when you put him out on the right, you're limiting how effective he can be on the park, and possibly you're limiting arguably how creative Celtic can be going forward. So for me, I think that we lacked that killer instinct today. We lacked that cutting pass. We just lacked a lot today. First half probably a little bit better in terms of the flow of the game was a wee bit better. We looked a wee bit more kind of aggressive going forward.
A lot of space in the first half, I thought.
A lot of space.
We created some space in the first half again without a barrel load of chances. We were getting space.
We did. Second half immediately again for kick-off, very similar to during the week and last week. Second half kick-off, we tend to go straight for the jugular, and we did that again, but then we just faded into insignificance in the second half, and it just became one of the games where you're just waiting to see it out, and it looks like you could play the rest of the week and you're not going to get the ball in the back of the net.
I just want to touch on that a bit more, Martin. Since we spoke to you last, we've seen Encham come in a few times. Don't get me wrong, he's been in really good form, and we've seen him off the bench. He's been brilliant. So I think Neil Lennon wants to get him in the team at any cost, just about. But I know you've mentioned it initially there, we don't get the best out of Ryan Christie playing for wide, do we?
No.
And then there's a knock-on effect that because Christie has to go to the right-hand side, Forrest has to go to the left, so there's 2 or 3 knock-on effects there that are maybe to the detriment of the play.
It broke up the flow, but to be fair, I'll be honest, I thought in the first half I thought Encham done alright.
He did.
I thought he played well. He was tenacious, he gets in behind, tries to get on the ball a couple of times. I certainly didn't think it was a red card for where I was standing. I just thought he pushed him. There's not much in it. Scott Allen was ridiculous, the amount of fouls he was committing. I think he was trying to. You get that sometimes when you play against your team, point to prove. The bit of beanie's bonnet, but I thought Ntcham was alright. I think the problem is that when you start to take players out of position, and then you've seen it with the substitutions, it was quite odd. So then initially Forrest goes back to his normal position, Christie goes inside, Hayes has come on, and then after that, Forrest goes off, so Sinclair comes on. There was nothing I felt that was really changing the shape. It was like for like, and I felt that if you're going to get in behind them, you need someone to sit, take the ball in, and then you can have runners off. I think you get that with players like Sinclair. I just felt that we were too limited today. So many times you see the wingers and the fullbacks standing at the same position. You need somebody overlapping and getting in behind. I was touching on earlier on, their fullbacks are so slow, and when you start to be methodical like that, they start to understand. They create a degree of rigidity. They almost sat with a 5 at one point, and then you have to then break that down to play such a high line, but you want to get over the back of them. Again, I'm not going to be too critical. I think initially this season the team's been phenomenal. I think today, if I'm right in saying, it was 52 goals. So the start of the season has been phenomenal, positive. Getting the squad in, possibly too late. But as far as domestic football's concerned, I think we've got a tremendously strong squad. I was really excited today going into that game, because I looked at the bench as well and I thought, amazing options off the bench. And you could change that, and you can change the way that you play the game. You can play a higher pressure, you can put your triangles in. And I just didn't feel like what we'd done today, there just wasn't a cutting edge. And when you're coming away from a game and you're moaning about should have been penalties, granted it should have been a penalty, no disputing that, but Celtic need to be creating clear cut chances, absolutely, and trying to really be getting in behind. I felt Edward was almost unused today because there was such a gap at times between him and you can't have link up play when you've got 30-40 yard gaps between the two positions.
Definitely, as you said there, if Celtic had played well enough, the refereeing decisions,
it doesn't matter.
Ryan, Martin's mentioned the strength on the bench there. The substitutions were something that a couple of people who we spoke to outside the ground had picked up. We've seen Johnny Hayes be the first man off the bench. It was Ntcham that went off. He'd obviously been booked, and obviously we touched on the handbags, so maybe that was in Neil Lennon's mind. I don't think Hayes was probably people's first choice to come on, given that we've got Volgic and El Yunusi.
It was Lenny's.
Volgic, El Yunusi and Sinclair sitting on the bench, and then Bio came on for Edward instead of to play alongside him. So taking each of them, what did you make of the substitutions?
So we discussed it in the weekend, right? Our conversation in the weekend was just how excited we were about the depth of the squad that we have and how strong the bench looked. That we were genuinely excited by the momentum that we're building just now, the strength that we've got in depth, and the backup we have for positions that we've not had for a long time. And that's a nice place to be in, but it just didn't come into true effect today. And I think the substitutions were probably wrong. We're not the manager. I'm definitely far from capable of being the manager, but still, I think Johnny Hayes going on there in the left wing probably wasn't the right choice for me personally, thinking how are we going to affect this game. Johnny Hayes has played a lot of left back for us. Johnny Hayes has played kind of bits and bobs in kind of more attacking positions, but still, for me, I think if you're sitting there, El Yunusi's arguably got a far better shot there of creating something. Scott Sinclair is always good for a goal coming off the bench, and he did change the game a little when he came on, and it looked a bit more positive. So I think those two were a bit off. Then coming to Bio, when you're sitting in the position that we were at, the depth in the game that we were, I think you've got to take a punt on that two up front, which we've talked endlessly about.
At that time in the game, Hibs were happy for a draw. They were delighted. So they were compact,
they were disciplined, they were just gritting their teeth and hoping for the draw, which they did get in the end. And I think you put Bio on there alongside Edward. We talked about it again during the week there. The two very different players. They've got a bit of different style to them, and maybe putting them on together would have given us that cutting edge or that one chance that we needed to put the ball in the back of the net.
What do you think of the substitutions, Martin? Do you think it was one at the right time, and would you have rather seen maybe an El Yunusi or Volgic or Sinclair perhaps earlier in the game?
I was speaking to my mate Danny. I wanted Roger Conn personally. I just think he influences the game so much more, takes the ball into deeper areas, going behind, and he's got a goal on him. He's magic on his day. He's absolutely outstanding. I mean, if he had fitness, he'd probably win the beat.
Exactly. More than one pace.
Definitely.
It'd be frightening.
He is frightening, but he technically is unbelievable. But I totally agree with what you're saying. I think in games like that, it's too easy, I think, to do much of the same.
Yeah.
If it's not working, there's no issue with changing it. And I feel that if Bio came on, I don't think it's a bad thing to bring on Bio. He's your obvious striker on the bench. Sinclair, I don't think it's a bad thing. I just don't think that there was much in the way of plan B. I think that completely agree with what you said. Personally, I would have taken Ayer off, and I think if I'm right in saying they had one proper chance in the second half that Foster smothered, so they never really done much. Could have went 3 at the back, and then you could have had a situation when Edward stays and then you get that link up with Bile, and then you've got runners off and behind, but we never really done anything. Again, it's just like for like, Edward goes on, Bile come, and there was nothing really happening in the game. It just becomes dogged.
Do you think Thursday was maybe in Neil Lennon's mind? Edward didn't have his best day. He's brought him off for 20 minutes to go. I know he had a night off during the week, so
maybe an element of that. I was saying earlier on, I'm not going to be too critical on the team. I think they've been phenomenal at the start of the season. I just think that games like this will happen, but they were wanting a draw for half time. And we played into their game when it gets so compacted in the middle of the park, and you've seen so many times there was a degree, the game was so nitty gritty, it was so compacted. You need players like your McGregors and that to take that risk, to take a gamble and step up. And I thought Brown done a wee bit of that near the end of the game, but you need to be able to take risks sometimes in games. They never really looked like scoring. So Celtic have to do a wee bit more and be a wee bit more inventive than just punting the ball out wide and seeing if we can get across or a corner. You have to break through the lines, and you have to break them for a high position. And if they're going to sit like that, you can't just be content and just sitting in a scrum almost in the middle of the park. You need players to be willing to get in behind and create that space. I don't really think we've done that, and that was consistent when we brought the subs on as well.
Yeah, I think arguably, like, just looking at how we lacked that player that was going to cut the game open and change it, and that is down to, I think, Christie being out on the right, but Edward wasn't really at the races like today. Like, he didn't have his best game, but again, he didn't come into it too well because there was a distance between him and the rest of the pack. I think, like, we just didn't have Forrest, wasn't really at the races today. So the players who we need and we've relied on this season so far to create something, that spark to get us in, I just lacked that today, and I think that was one of the difficulties that we faced.
In the first half, we had 2 of our best players this season in the wrong positions. It will happen from time to time.
Absolutely.
And I understand the thinking with Cham, because how could you leave him out after his performance during the week?
Absolutely. You have both sort of mentioned there, these games are going to happen in a season. These games are going to happen. Interesting, actually, Martin, to get your opinion on why we're struggling at Easter Road so much. Like, that's 1 win in 6, and like, with the best will in the world, I know Hibs aren't in great form now. They were maybe in a better shape last season, but it's never really struck me as a really difficult place to go. But it seems to be that way for us now, and I don't know if we've got ourselves into that sort of mindset where we've had a few sticky results here. Obviously, we were beaten last season, and it's maybe just something for the players to get over mentally now. But I thought today, with the form that Hibs were in and their own form, that we'd have won the game comfortably if we'd have brought any level. But we seem to have a real struggle at Easter Road right now.
I always worry when I go into games and there's a massive expectation for the sport. So we're walking up Easter Road going into the match, and boys are saying, like, half my mates, half are Celtic, half are Hibs, and my wife's at Hibs, so I'm going into the game and the guys are saying, you'll win 4-0 today, 5-0 today, and over even the last 10 years, if you go back to even Strachan's time, Borwick, Wees Howlers, we never particularly play very well at Easter Road. The only time you really see a good game of football between Celtic and Hibs is at Parkhead. Bigger pitch, more expansive, and the teams can get each other. Today, like so many times recently, we were just touching on the stat the other now, we do not play well at Easter Road. And I'm not saying that over the piece today we probably didn't deserve a win, we maybe deserved to nick it at best, but it was a pretty terrible game of football. And for some reason we just, if you're just talking about current form like what you were touching on, we should go in the day and obliterate them.
Absolutely.
But they knew what they wanted, they were compact, they had a game plan, the game plan was dogged, was almost anti-football at times, and they got the result. Even their goal kind of sums up the start of their season. It was minging. I
think they finished the first half 0 shots on target, big 5, and then obviously because the goals had deflection. So I think there just seems to be a little bit of hoodoo there for Easter Road, and I don't know why, but Ryan, we will get these games in a season. It's the best start we've had since 2010. So as Martin's mentioned already, it's not a massive problem. There's no point in being too downbeat about it. We will have these games, but it's about limiting them, and there will be times in this season where we have to win ugly, we have to play like that, play like that and win. We just couldn't do that today. But looking ahead to Thursday, how do you feel?
Well, just to touch on these games happen.
Yeah.
Like you have to. I've seen already people throwing the toys out the pram, and that's ridiculous.
Usual.
It's a one each draw at Easter Road where we were beaten last season.
Twitter's the best place for it.
Aye,
It's a
toys
1-0.
right at the, aye.
For the best team in the
It is.
world.
The
Well,
world's
it's a
in
meltdown.
full meltdown. Celtic world's in full meltdown.
Aye.
It's ridiculous. You're going to have these games. You would like to favour us because of the form and the strength and depth that we have. That will nick a win more often than not in these games. We didn't today. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see changes come Thursday. I think Cluj, it's time for retribution. I think we have to look at Christie coming back into that pocket behind Edward, because that's where we're going to get the best out of him. I think that we'll probably see Jamesy back over on the right, and I think we need to see. I've not been El Yunus's biggest fan so far. Like, I don't think we've seen a great deal from him.
Yeah.
But he's obviously got that in him. And it takes a bit of time. We've already criticised players early in the season, Bolly and Julian, and it's too early.
Take a bit of time to adjust.
It takes time to set in, and everyone's different. Everyone takes their own time to set into the role. I think we might see him out there on the left.
Martin, what do you think for Thursday in terms of personnel? Obviously, we've talked a lot about having maybe two natural wingers there, putting Forrest back on the right hand side on the left. It have to be El Yunusi, because I don't think wee Mikey's going to be back for that. So what do you think for Thursday's team?
I think that El Yunusi will start. I actually don't think he's particularly match fit just now.
He hasn't played a lot of football at all.
No, and you can see that. You can see he's a talent, but he's not as sharp as he could be.
Yeah.
I think the back four will stay. Personally, I think it will stay the same as today.
Not El Ahmed come back in, no. I don't know if he's.
I thought about that, but I'm not sure. I think the boy Boyer looks like a real player. Technically very good, composed on the ball. His throw-ins are like a corner.
It's a corner, that.
It's brilliant.
But
probably better than some of Celtic's corners.
we couldn't cross a ball there. I think that's possibly right back's the only position that you change the keeper picks itself. Big Julian will start. I think Julian's a really good player. I think he looked composed. The game at Ibrox, he looked more than a £7 million player. He was colossal. He looked imperious. But I'm not to criticise the lad too much. The only thing I think that's wrong with his game, and it's maybe that he's not getting sort of quite used to the demands or the pace or the physicality of the Scottish game yet. But when you've got a player like Doidge, who technically lacks a bit of football brain, but clearly is a bit of a handful, strong lad, will barge in, just take that step off him. And so many times today he goes touch tight, so he's skin to skin, and he's either going to get rolled or he's getting a free kick given against him. And just take that wee step off, and just having the sort of understanding of the Scottish game, different dynamic, different physicality. He almost looks like he strolls through games when it's a more sort of cultured football match. When today is a wee bit more dogged and physical, I just think he struggles a wee bit with his decision making. But I think on Thursday he'll be top class.
I've only got one thing against Big Julian. He only knows how to head the ball clear. Every time he gets up there in the box, it's ridiculous.
I was standing next to my mate Danny. He says he only knows how to head it up and out. That's what I said. That header is
6 yards out.
He's a free header.
Headers it. If he headers it down, it's a goal.
Looked like he was delighted that he won the ball.
What was sorry? I wanted to pick up on something there with Julian. Ayer get dragged in with Doidge as well. That was his booking in the first half. Again, as you say there, he's just got drawn into making a rash decision. He's come in from behind. He's trying to maybe hook his legs round it and win the ball, and he's made a rash challenge and he's got booked for it. How do you feel Thursday then? Obviously, revenge is the big thing everybody's talking about. It's not very often in European football you get a chance to avenge a defeat so soon. Having Cluj put us at the Champions League and then to get them so soon in Europa League, they're obviously a threat. They've beaten Lazio. We've seen them at Celtic Park as well, win 4-3 that night, despite the fact it was a crazy game of football and some crazy team selection decisions. How do you feel going into Thursday? Do you think that we've got it in us?
100%. And I get pulled up for this 100% of the time, so I must say it often, right, these comments. So when looking at the game, we've got the strength, we've got the quality to sweep aside a team like Cluj, especially at Celtic Park. And for me, we just have to be a little bit more disciplined at the back and we have to watch because they're very, very good on the counter, and they made us pay a couple of times at Celtic Park the last time they were out. So I would like to think that we have the strength, we have the quality, we have the depth to suit them aside. I fancy us for next week big time. I think the momentum that we've got today is a blip. An absolute blip. It doesn't mean anything in terms of the season or the form that we're in. It doesn't change things. So I fancy us to go out there, I fancy us to put on a good performance, I fancy Christie in that number 10 spot, and I fancy us to get the win.
Martin, do you fancy playing a left back at left back this time?
Yes. I still haven't really
Callum McGregor.
It was madness. But to be fair, I think out with the day, which I totally agree, it was a blip. I think we look like a much more stable, structured team. The team's getting a lot closer to picking itself.
Definitely.
They're starting to understand their game a wee bit better. It's easy. There's always going to be one sort of whipping boy, and it was so easy post Tierney because straight away you're putting the guy up against him, comparing them. I think Bolly's come onto a wee bit of a better game. He's always going to make a couple of wee rash mistakes, but he looks a lot more composed and assured. I don't think he's a finished article.
Absolutely.
I don't think he's nowhere near the level of Tierney, but the lad's in the game now. He's trying his hardest. He's coming on to a wee bit more of a game, and he's got a wee bit more confidence. I think he will start on Thursday, and I just think that we just need to take the game to them, play with a high tempo. You know where their strengths are, so nullify them into the park, squeeze the game high, and then let them play on the front foot, then let them get in behind and close the game off, and get guys like your Christies on the ball and playing behind them. We can clearly score against them.
Definitely.
They're quite fragile at the back. They don't look particularly great, but their strength is going forward. Over there, I didn't think they looked like much of a team. I think Celtic now are definitely in better shape than we were when we last played them, and I'm absolutely confident that we're going to beat them, and it'll feel quite sweet anyway standing there and doing a wee job on them, because that was stung the last time we played them.
It was a sore one. It was a sore one. 3 points put us in command of the group as well, so really looking forward to that. And as you've said there, the team is looking a little bit more settled now. A lot easier to pick for me in the starting 11 predictions. I managed to get 10 out of 11 today. I thought El Ahmed would play, turns out it was Bauer. That'll do us for the Post Match Pint today. Thank you to the people here at Fly Half in Edinburgh. They've been absolutely fantastic. Like the video, comment your own thoughts below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you for the build up to the Cluj game on Tuesday. Thank you.